At 125 pounds, Frank Dickenson from Vineland, a senior, 28-0 against Emilio Nardone from Belleville, a junior, 14-0. 125-pound bout underway. Dickenson, the #1 seed. Emilio Nardone, the #2 seed. Dickenson in the red uniform with the blue trim. Nardone in the dark blue uniform with the gold trim.
Nardone. Family blood again running through with the championship already in the Nardone family. It's Nardone that moves in tight on the double, keeps the toes on the mat, gets the lead 2-0 over Dickenson.
Emilio Nardone off to the great start, 1:22 to go, first period, leading 2-0. And his brother Armando won the States 3 years ago. Now a red shirt at Montclair State, and during this past week, the two worked out together. And according to head coach Joe Nizavaccia, it really helped Emilio as he gives up the point, and it's now 2-1 Nardone, 1:17 to go, first period.
Emilio feeling very confident on his feet, giving his opponent the 1 point, feeling he can take him down and maybe extend that lead to 4-1, and that's just what he's going to do. Picks up the legs, has the control, and has the 4-1 lead.
Nardone wrestling just so well throughout the entire tournament. Victories over Frank Lowers, Pat Coyle, Jack Maggione, and now looking for a victory over the #1 seed, Frank Dickenson, leading 4-2 with 55 seconds to go, first period.
And as he pushed Dickenson away, Dickenson with a little pull on that right side, looking for time. Wrestler having 2 minutes of injury time, unless it is for blood. Anyone watching for the first time? He has 2 minutes to recover from this injury. He can take it all at one time, or he can break it up into different areas.
Dennis Miller in his 12th year at Vineland High School, the Fighting Clan of Vineland. Emilio Nardone, what a great year it's been for him. Had a knee injury, an operation in December, and came back after a staph infection that kept him out 2 months.
Looking at a wrestler with 14 wins and no losses, and maybe, Steve, a fresher wrestler. I know sometimes you look at a 28-0 record from Dickenson, but maybe the fact that Nardone is reaching that peak. He's not tired. He hasn't gone the full season. He started towards the latter part of the season, had his tournaments, and it's a matter of if that knee holds up right now, maybe he has the advantage by not wrestling as much as Dickenson has all year long.
17 seconds to go, first period. Emilio Nardone with a 4-2 lead over Frank Dickenson. There's Nardone in your picture, just a junior. He's called Junior, his father Emilio.
That works out well. Little shrug on the head, he moves right back in. Dickenson this time, though, gets a whizzer in to fight to move off, and with 2 seconds to go, he will fight it off.
And that's the end of the first period. Nardone leading Dickenson 4-2. Frank Dickenson from Vineland in the red uniform. Emilio Nardone from Belleville in the blue with the gold trim. The first of 2 Belleville wrestlers that have made the state championships. Dan Highwell will wrestle for Belleville. Highwell comes in as a 160-pounder.
And Steve, that is a tremendous achievement for Belleville to have 2 young men in the finals here. So we see Dickenson move in very, very nicely and very tightly and gets control right on the edge. Officials are conferring to see whether points should be awarded. Here's where we talk about the mat judge who's assisting. Ken Hart out into the center. Roy Fennemer are talking to him. The 2 points are awarded. Control given to Dickenson, so it is a tie.
4-4, 1:35 to go. The crowd was quite vocal. Could the crowd have swayed the decision?
I don't think so. I think the crowd felt it was a good takedown right on the edge. Control was obtained, and I think it's a good call.
So Dickenson now the aggressor, the #1 seed, the senior, second in the district, second in the regions last year, 7th in the states. This year, district champion, region champion, looking to add a state championship to that. Dickenson 28-0 coming in. Has narrowed his college decisions down to Lock Haven or Wagner. On the other side, Emilio Nardone getting the instructions from his brother Armando, who's in the corner, and head coach Joe Nizavaccia.
And Steve, we've had a number of injuries through the tournament. Dr. Michael Cohen should be commended. He shouldn't have had his nice wingtip shoes on. He should have had his sneakers on, as the doctor in attendance Wednesday, Friday, and all day today. He has been from mat to mat and done a really noble job in taking care of the injured athletes that we've had today. Nardone forces to his feet, faces his opponent, gets 1 point for his neutral position, his escape to take the lead 5-4.
1:05 to go now, second period, and Nardone has the lead back at 5-4. Interesting contrast between the two wrestlers. One thing similar, Nardone's brother's in his corner, and Frank's brother's Ron, he's in the Vineland corner.
Beautiful leg sweep by Nardone. He turns that leg sweep into 2 points and extends the lead to a 3-point spread.
7-4 now, Nardone with the lead. 40 seconds to go, second period.
Dickenson has to move, just sitting there, allowing Nardone to do the work on top. Dickenson trying to build it up for an explosion. He has just 30 seconds to do it.
22 seconds to go.
The whizzer that's been effective for Dickenson gets him out in front for one.
It's now 7-5, Nardone with the lead over the top seed, Frank Dickenson. Off the mat, they'll head back to the center. At 125 pounds, that's Emilio Nardone, and he has the lead over Frank Dickenson. 7-5's the score, 6 seconds to go, second period.
Nice move in on that same leg, time factor though.
That's Dickenson on the bottom, Nardone on the top. Here we go with the final period.
Dickenson again not making that move off the whistle. That's Emilio Nardone that has the control. Dickenson looking to build up a move, thinking on the bottom what he might do to tie it up. Nardone has had the advantage on the feet. Dickenson has to be thinking about a 2-point move rather than just a one.
One of these wrestlers will finish the season undefeated and state champion. Emilio Nardone holding to a 7-5 advantage. 1:30 to go.
Dickenson starts a switch, unable to work it. Thought about the one, couldn't do it. Nardone stays behind. Good tight waist, arm tied up. Good call on top. Nardone again just riding, staying parallel behind his opponent. Not working for the fall. Ken Hart making the call, first warning, stalling.
1:18 to go. 1:18 for one of these young men to become a state champion. Nardone gives up the point, so it's now 7-6. Nardone with a 1-point advantage.
It worked for him in the first period. He feels it will work for him in the third. He's in on that same leg, but Dickenson fights it off. This is close enough again that one takedown by either wrestler could win the championship.
1 minute to go. The huge contingent has come down from Essex County and Belleville, New Jersey. Rooting on Emilio Nardone. Frank Dickenson looks to come back, looks for the takedown, trailing 7-6.
Dickenson in on a leg. Great hip action by Emilio Nardone to fight off that shot for the takedown.
48 seconds to go. Emilio Nardone looking to hold on. 7-6, he leads. They'll head back to the center of the mat. So Nardone fighting back from the knee operation in December. And he's 38 seconds away from a state crown.
His coach owns one. He's looking for a one.
27 seconds. 7-6. Nardone over Dickenson. He's been the district champ for 2 straight years. For Nardone, his 3rd trip to the States. For Dickenson, his 2nd trip to the States. 20 seconds to go.
Dickenson has to take a shot. If he loses by 1, if he loses by 3, it doesn't matter. It's Nardone that doesn't have to shoot. It's Dickenson that does.
We're inside 10 seconds for Emilio Nardone from Belleville. The reversal. What's the call? It's over. Emilio Nardone has won the state championship. It looked as if Dickenson picked up 2 points at the buzzer. Ken Hart says no, and they celebrate on the sidelines from Belleville.
Tremendous finish. 2 seconds longer, the points are awarded, and that shot we talked about with Dickenson would have given him the championship. He needed to do it 3 seconds sooner.
Emilio Nardone joins his brother Armando Nardone as state champions. We'll be back with more from Princeton right after this.